Oh,
And I'm going to share my screen. Please do this again. Can everyone see my screen?
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So um, everyone that's here has registered for the job preparation workshop.
Yeah.
So um, let me see. If you've not been to a job fair or a career day before, we will be having one at the end of July at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the conference room at the downtown center. So you will get a chance to practice um, what we talk about today when you come to the career fair.
Okay.
We're going to have a few organizations coming to the job fair. There'll be Eaton Park, Baptist Senior Living, Community Life,
I
University of Pittsburgh, Wyndham, and Career Link.
career.
One thing to know prior to coming to a job fair or a career day is how you should present yourself, how you should dress. So these are some examples. You don't have to be that fancy. It's also going to be hot in the middle of July.
Yeah.
So if you wear a button down shirt like these men are wearing without the coat, that would be fine. If,
Okay.
if you wear jeans or pants with no rips, that's also acceptable. Closed toe shoes. For women, you can wear a nice dress, a nice skirt, a nice blouse. Just try to look your best so
Okay.
that you appear professional, confident, and competent. This slide is another overview of what's okay to wear. So what's good to wear?
Button down
Button down
skirt,
shirt,
collar,
anything with a collar,
blouse,
um, khakis, dress pants, dark wash jeans, and clean shoes.
t-shirt, sweater, flat. Oh, this one is not good.
I recommend on the day of the job fair to not wear t-shirts or sweats or anything that you would wear to the gym. If you can avoid wearing like flip-flops or sandals and anything with rips. Again, you just want to look good, feel good, and be ready to meet new people.
Excuse me?
Yes,
Could you please all of these pictures send us after
yes.
meeting?
I'm going to send you the presentation and the recording afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. For this job fair, we will be having one of the staff members at Literacy Pittsburgh taking professional pictures of you. These are called a headshot. You get this picture of you and you can put it on your LinkedIn. It's something that you can use in your professional life, again, as a way to present yourself as a professional. So after you talk to the people at the job fair, you can come to the room where we're taking the pictures and you can get something like this that's on the slide of this beautiful lady. Something like this will be sent to your email afterwards. Okay?
Yes.
A couple of things that you will want to bring with you to any job fair is an updated resume. Since there's going to be more than one employer or organization there, you should bring more than one copy. So since we have, I think, 5 or 6 companies coming, I would have 5 or 6 copies printed.
Oh,
Also a folder so that you can hold any business cards or papers that you get from the career fairs. Sometimes people have nice flyers that they're handing out with more information about the company. And also you should bring a pen or a pencil in case you want to write some information down. Okay? On this slide, you can take a picture of the code here. This will let us know, okay, I want to bring a resume, but right now I need help with my resume. So if you take a picture of this code, that will take you to a form, and you will fill out the form with your name and some other information, and we will get you in contact with someone who can give you some support with your resume to make sure you have an updated one for the job fair. So I'll give you a second to take the picture.
Now,
Yeah, you can open up your camera now and try to take a picture of the code. And what should happen is your phone should have like a pop-up that says you want to go to this website. It should pop up for you if you click on the yellow icon that pops up.
It will be in downtown or just online for the Resume 101?
I will connect you with someone through email, and then you will get to decide. Most likely you will be communicating online through email back and forth. If you want to talk with a career advisor specifically about your resume, you can come to drop-in hours and we can help you. But this will probably be the fastest way to get some support for your resume.
Okay.
And don't worry if I can always come back to this slide at the end, or again, you will be sent this presentation, so you will have this code accessible to you at the end. Okay?
yes.
So one thing that we're going to talk about is kind of how to speak to someone when you come to the job fair. It's not anything to be super nervous about, but there is a way to prepare and speak to someone who is hiring. And I think Kate is going to talk to you more about some ways that you can introduce yourself and include the most important things to tell people about yourself at career fairs. But very broadly, you're going to tell them what your name is, a little bit about your background and your experience, maybe something that you are excited about, why you want to specifically talk to them at the career fair. So I'm going to pass it off to Kate, and she will lead us through some practicing of how to go about this conversation. And Kate, just let me know when you're ready for the next slide.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Noelle. Like she said, my name is Kate. I work with Noelle at Literacy Pittsburgh. If I am talking too fast at any point, please just say something. I have a tendency to talk fast sometimes. So we're going to practice. Noelle, you can go ahead to the next slide. And just as a reminder, Noelle will send you all of this information after the presentation, so you can review again and read it again. But the goals for this section are, we're going to learn about how to hold a short conversation with an employer, how to clearly express what you're looking for in a job, asking a thoughtful question, and I will explain why that's important later, and hopefully give you all just some confidence that you need to interact with people at the job fair. I know that some of you probably would say that you're very comfortable speaking English, and I know some of you would say that you're still learning, and that's okay. All of these goals work for everyone. Because oftentimes employers, they care more about communication, effort, confidence, and not perfection. So if you see this quote at the bottom, it says in the blue box, you don't need perfect English or a perfect work history. You just need a plan. And you need to be able to clearly say what you're looking for and why you would be good at it. So, as a reminder, these conversations that we hope you have at the job fair, it's not an interview, not an interview. So you don't need to be worried, you don't need to be nervous. And usually these conversations last only 2 to 5 minutes. So it's a very introductory or brief, short conversation. And so on the next slide, you'll see, okay, yeah, we took out the worksheets. Amazing. Okay, so we are going to talk about how to start. So this is the greeting. And again, for some of you guys, this might feel very simple. We have a couple more complex or just sector specific if you're interested in banking, healthcare. So we will have that for some of you at the end. This is a little bit more English language tailored for now. So just to make sure everyone on the Zoom feels seen. But yeah, so you want to start with the greeting. In the US at job fairs, it's very common to introduce yourself loudly and with confidence and just walk up to someone you've never met before and say, hello, my name is Kate. It's so nice to meet you. And you would typically want to do this with a firm handshake and eye contact and a smile. That's very, very normal for all men and women in the US to do that. So if you feel comfortable, you're welcome to do so. So that just shows confidence and can leave a really good impression on employers. And then the next thing to focus on is sharing what you're interested in. And because we're doing this workshop on Zoom, we do have a worksheet available that Noelle can share with you after that you can fill out this yourself. So if you see the red writing, those are examples of things I wrote as an example. So you can go in and fill one in yourself. So this example says, I'm looking for a job in office and administration support. And I have experience in customer service, roles that involve organization, teamwork, handling, sorting inventory. And so we'll cover some more detailed examples, but what you want to do is express what you're interested in and then a little bit of your experience. And maybe you're on this call and you're thinking, okay, I don't have a ton of experience. Maybe you spent a large, majority of your life caring for your own children or doing work that was in the home or, whatever it was that you spent your time doing. You can still say, I have experience in caring for others. I have a lot of experience in cooking and cleaning. I have a lot of experience in maybe construction work if you did that previously, or, whatever it is. And again, I'm using some examples right now, but we have other ones later that are a bit more in specific job sectors if you find yourself in that place. Okay, and then the next thing that you'll want to share, and this is just a picture of the worksheet. I screenshotted it off of the computer, but Noelle will share the worksheet with you. And if it's helpful to circle things, you can show people even the piece of paper. So the next thing that you're going to want to be mindful of is that at job fairs, you should expect questions. People are going to ask you questions. And it's not a test or an interview. They just want to learn more about you because the people that are coming to the job fair are very nice. They also want to help you find a job that you can do super well and that you really enjoy and that makes you want to work hard at the job. And so they're going to ask you questions to help guide and figure out what job they might have that could be good for you. And so when you're answering these questions, doesn't need to be long, can be 1 or 2 sentences. That is perfect. And so you might want to practice having some responses to common questions. And so these 2 questions you see, the first one says, tell me about your greatest strengths and weaknesses. That's a really common question. And essentially what they're asking is, what do you think you're good at? And what is something that you're still learning? So for your strength, it's something that you feel really confident about. I'm really good at writing, or I'm really good at talking to people. And then your weakness is something you're still working on. So you could say, I'm still working on some of my computer skills or my digital literacy, something like that. And then the second question
Nice.
says, what's your experience in our company's field or in the field of the position you're looking for? So for example, community life will be there. Community life has a lot of jobs for home health aides, which means it is someone in the home who's taking care of somebody, and typically an elderly person, someone who needs help, and you can care for them medically and also help them with things around the house that they can't do on their own. And so maybe for me, I've never worked as a home health aide, but if I wanted that job, I would maybe share how I have experience caring for my own grandmother. I've helped her go to the grocery store. I've helped her in and out of the car. I've cooked with her. So that wasn't paid experience. It wasn't a formal job that I had, but the same skills were required. And so that still counts and can be something that you share. So you might want to think through some experience you have in a desired field. And if we have time left, since it is a smaller group, I'm sure we could even talk through and help you think of those things if you have questions. All right. And then the next thing is to ask a question. Now, if you're wondering, okay, why would I ask questions if I don't have one? Typically, people ask questions because it shows interest. Like if I was having a conversation with Noelle, even if I didn't really have questions about what she was saying, me asking shows that I really care about what she's talking about, shows that I really care about what she is offering. And so when you ask a question, even if you don't have one right away, it shows that you're really excited about the job. So that's always a good thing. And so I would have a question prepared that you feel confident and ready to say and ask at the job fair. And so these are some examples. Is this full-time or part-time work? Could you tell me about entry-level openings at your company? Do you offer training programs for someone who doesn't have as much experience in this field? What is the typical schedule like? You can ask any question you have. All right. All right. And then the next thing, if you are super interested in a job, you liked what you heard them talk about, you feel excited about potentially working there, you want to mention next steps. And so you can say something like, what's the best way to follow up with you? And then maybe they will share their email. They might give you a business card with contact information. They might ask for your phone number so then they can call you. This is just a way to connect and make sure that after the job fair, it doesn't just trail off. It actually keeps a strong connection and you can talk to them again about the job. And then this is very simple. I'm sure you all know this, but you can just end the conversation politely. You can thank them for speaking with you, thank them for being at the job fair, and, tell them that you look forward to applying to the role or to the job. All right. Does anyone have any questions at this point? I guess we'll take a quick pause.
Yeah, that was a lot of information. So
Yeah.
I just want to give people a chance to ask any questions about what we've spoken about so far.
Yeah, I would like to know regarding the next job fair, which is scheduled, I think, in July 29th. What kind of job usually they offer?
Yeah, let me go back to that slide real quick. So, okay, so this is who will be at the job fair. I will say University of Pittsburgh, I'll start at that one. University of Pittsburgh has a really wide range of jobs. So I can't say for certain exactly what roles they are hiring for. What I will say is they have a lot of people. The person who will be there is someone who works really hard with applicants to get your resume ready. So I would definitely connect with Andrea from University of Pittsburgh to hear about what sorts of jobs and the way that she can help you apply for those positions. As for community life, that is, as Kate was talking about, a lot of like healthcare adjacent jobs. So if you are looking for a career in nursing, this might be a good place to connect with. They have home health aide positions, as well as van driving positions. And so they are very excited to come. I think Baptist Senior Living is very similar type of positions, right, Kate?
Yeah, so that's a like senior nursing home, but they have more entry level positions. I think they probably have a couple salaried, more advanced administrative roles, same as community life. But the majority of their jobs would be like an hourly pay entry level job.
Got it. For Eaton Park, they have like I guess it's like fast food, right? So jobs like greeting people and getting them to the seats and giving them menus, to dishwashing, to being the waiter, waitress, all the way to I think like manager positions. Wyndham, this is a hotel, so probably a lot of housekeeping positions. Any job in hospitality, if that's something you're interested in, I would speak to them. And then CareerLink will be there and as another resource for people to connect with. So her name is Megan from CareerLink. She'll be there to help you if you're still having some trouble with finding
There will
jobs.
also be there's one more company, it's called Clean Care, that will be there.
That's right.
And this is a more entry level position as well. And they do washing linens and things like that. It is probably the most ELL friendly job, meaning that if you feel not confident about your English at all, that's probably a place that will hire you. Yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that one. So another one. So also I will say, we usually go into classrooms like a week before the job fair to talk a little bit more about these employers. But you can always do a quick internet search and go on their website and find their careers page to see what's on there. Solomon, you have a question?
Yeah, hello. I'm
Hi.
sorry I move a lot. I'm just let you know I'm in work, so that's why I move a lot.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, my question is, if you like go to place to hiring and ask you for your weakness, that is gonna be a problem for you when you got like weakness.
If they ask about your weakness,
Yeah, and you tell him your weakness, that is gonna be like a problem.
well, it shouldn't be so I will reframe the question. They will say, what is your weakness? But I think a really smart way to answer that is something, as Kate mentioned, like something that I'm working on or still learning. So if my weakness is I really don't know a
Just
lot
play around.
about Excel, and the job requires that type of knowledge, I can say, well, I'm still learning how to use Excel and all of the tools, but I'm taking a class here to learn more about that. So
Okay.
you don't want to tell them like your actual, you
Like
don't want to
directly.
lie, but you
Just
also don't want to tell them like your actual biggest weakness. Does that make sense?
okay, I get it. You just say
Yeah.
like play around.
Yeah, it's a way to show them like I know that I have things that I still need to develop and work on,
hmm
and I
hmm
want to develop and work on those things and grow.
Okay,
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah,
Any
I
Thank you.
think,
other questions? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna add, employers want to see and know that you're a self-aware person. And so that's the reason they ask that, is because if you say, oh, I'm perfect, I have nothing to work on, then they'll think, oh, well, is this guy gonna actually learn in the job? Is he going to take our advice when I'm his boss? Or is it going to be really hard to try to explain something because he thinks he already knows it all? So it just shows that you are, willing to acknowledge that you're working on things and you're self-aware, like Noel said. But it's a good question.
Okay.
Hi, Noel. My name is Namrata. So, do you provide work from home also? Or
Could
Say it
you
one more
repeat that
time.
one more time?
Namrata?
Yes. Hi. Thank you. What was your question? Do we provide
Do you provide work from home also? Work from home.
work from home? Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, we can always, as career advisors, we can look into work from home opportunities together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that any of these employers are offering that right now. I can't say for certain. Um, I think if your situation is one where you absolutely must work from home, please make sure you connect with Kate or I so that we can speak more in depth about that. And also, CareerLink is a good resource to look into. Um, remote jobs are really, it takes a long time to find them. So I think those are getting more and more difficult to find and also more competitive. But Kate, what's your take on that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just want to know about it. I'm okay with the in-person or
Oh,
work.
awesome. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I think being open to both is a good place to start. I know sometimes people have situations where they just absolutely cannot get to a physical position, like a physical job.
Mm-hmm.
But Kate, what were you gonna add?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, well, I mean, that clarified things that you don't need that position, but sometimes jobs start in person and then they can transition to having some remote or virtual days at home. But I was just going to mention, for the good of the group, the reason why Noel said if you need to work from home, you should contact one of us, is because at Literacy Pittsburgh, there's other staff members who can help you with some of the reasons why you might want to stay home. So for example, if you have a baby, you have young kids, and you need to work, but you don't want someone else to watch your baby, there's staff who can help you sort through that situation and make that a situation that's possible for you. So that's why we say the more things that you're able to tell us or let us into, then we can help you better. So that's why Noelle said that.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I know that we have a little bit more to get through, so for the sake of time, I am going to go ahead and move on. Sorry to make you all look back at all of this stuff. Okay.
Oh, and really quickly, there's a question in the chat that says, I'm interested in cybersecurity roles. Which employers at the job fair will have opportunities? I would say you could start by talking to Pitt and seeing if they have any entry-level roles that just revolve around using computers, because that might help you eventually get to that place. Also, or if you already hold a bachelor's degree or something in that field, you're highly educated in that area, Pitt would have opportunities. Or you could also talk to CareerLink and they can help point you in a direction. Okay, so these are a couple examples. I'm probably not going to read them because Noelle is going to send this to you, but these are a little bit more complex examples. So again, say you're somebody on this call who already holds a degree in another country or it has expertise in a specific area. These might be a little bit more just formulated ways of expressing your desire and your education. So there's a healthcare related example, and then there's also one for finance on the next slide, but I'll let you guys review those if you think that would be something helpful for you.
These are just good frameworks also to have, you know. You can probably take some of these and use it for any position, really. Yeah, anyways. Okay. Something to keep in mind, after the career day, after July 29th, you still have the opportunity to reach out to the people that were there. So you have to remember that the organizations that are coming have spoken to many people that day, and they probably enjoyed meeting everyone. If you want to really show that you are interested and ready to apply, you should follow up with them with an email. So when they give you your business card, hold on to that card so that you have the information. And then when you get to a computer, you can type up something just like this. So we have pretty much the template to send out to them, letting them know it was a pleasure to meet them. This date is wrong, but you can pretty much just copy and paste this into your email. And if you need help doing that, you can let us know. But it was a pleasure to meet you and learn more about your company. I'm interested in this opportunity, blah, 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 blah. So attaching your resume so that they don't lose it, that sort of thing. And then they also can remember you. Oh yeah, I remember talking to that person. They seemed great. Let me reach out to them, or let me connect them to the correct person. So don't forget to do this step. This is the missing step that really helps push your application or your resume up, okay? Another thing to think about, as I'm sure you all have, if you've been job searching, you know that it's something that you have to be pretty organized with. You can send in many, many applications and not hear anything back. But once you start hearing back, you're going to need to keep track of where you've applied. So I can also send a spreadsheet that might be helpful, or just on a piece of paper. I applied to University of Pittsburgh for the information technology support position. I applied on August 2nd, that sort of thing. So something to just help you keep track of what you've done and who you might need to follow up with still. And again, I have a resource for that. As you're going on your job search journey and going to many career fairs, be prepared for interviews.
Interview.
A lot of the things that you will practice with the worksheet that Kate has made are helpful for preparing for interviews. Things like knowing what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are my skills, and that all of those wonderful questions that come with interviewing. So being as ready as you can helps make your life easier, makes you feel less nervous, and overall makes a better impression. So being ready for those types of questions. Now,
And I will say
yes,
really
go ahead.
quickly, we do have sometimes mock interview workshops, which means fake interviews. So a mock interview is a fake interview, and we do that all the time in career services and have workshops. So if you see an email from Noelle or from me, then you can sign up for that and we can practice an interview.
Yes. Now, something that comes up in any job search is, well, I spoke to them at the career fair. I applied. I sent a follow-up email. I haven't heard anything back. But they told me, yes, we're interested. Yes, we'll be in touch. What do I do? If there's been some back and forth with the company or with a recruiter, but you haven't heard from them in about 1 or 2 weeks, you can send one follow-up email or phone call just saying, hi, this is Noelle. I've applied for the position at Wyndham, and I'm just following up to see when I should expect to hear back about the next step. Thank you so much. Something like that, very simple. And if you don't hear from them, move on to the next thing. You've done what you can do. And if you do hear from them, go forward with the next steps, okay? But you don't want to be emailing too much or calling too much, but you also don't want to give up easily either. So that's our advice on that. If you're ever on the fence about it, you can email Kate and I and kind of let us know the situation. And we can kind of see, okay, with a little more context, give you some good advice. But for the most part, this is a good rule of thumb. Maybe one follow-up email and then let it go. And I think we're pretty much at the end. So pretty much we know the job search process is a very taxing, tiring process. It is not easy for anyone. The big thing to keep in mind is to just keep applying to jobs. Eventually, you will get something. We know that you can get the job that you want. It just requires putting in a lot of applications. So keep going to job fairs. The Literacy Pittsburgh one is a good place to start, but everything that we spoke about today can be used at any job fair or in any networking situation where you're meeting some new people in a professional space. So I hope that all makes sense. Again, just to reiterate, you can always come to drop-in hours, come to more workshops. We will connect with you. We want to help you. And so yeah, that's our whole job, is to help you find jobs. But that's the end of the end of our slideshow, the end of our workshop. We have about 15 minutes left, so we'll open it up for questions or discussion if anyone has lingering thoughts.
So could you send this recording and conversation on my email?
Yes, so I should have everyone's email. And
Okay.
speaking of, I might stop the recording now. Because I'm assuming if any questions come up, they'll probably be a little bit more individualized. So I'm going to stop the recording.